We love
The
hip
way
hop.
that we see Jacksonville when we watch YouTube videos, it just sounds like a
Yeah.
fucking war zone. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and even with you growing up, right? Like you went through dealing with street pharmaceuticals to becoming like a real pharmacist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But before we get to that, like you also deal with mentorship. Like you mentor other people.
Yeah.
What about you growing up? Who were your mentors?
So first of all, man, my primary mentors were my parents, big ups to my mom and my pops. So I was fortunate to have, a foundation there, but, also had a mind of my own. So I was like a black rose, it's like, hey, these are the things that I see I need to go get. I don't see how I can get them this way. I'm going to do it this way.
Mm-hmm.
And, it just was nothing that was stopping me on that. And I think the reason mentorship means so much to me, and then you move from mentorship to sponsorship, is because I was seeking that at an early age in my life. And the only thing that I could have as mentors were people that, that were OG to the game.
Right.
And so, big up to Milt, big up to Earl, Big Earl, gosh, man, 357, Getty, big up to all these guys, man, that Tank, God bless the dead. So a lot of OGs, man, that just Randy just saw something different, Eagle saw something different in me. Nail, that because of that, they invested in me different. You know what I'm saying? And I think some of it was they saw that I was committed to stay in school, but I still was, I was also committed to learn everything I can while I was in the streets. And so, so I have people on my journey that really ushered and pushed me along the way.
That's dope, man. So what drew you to the whole pharmaceutical market? Like, like we can have the clever puns and be like, yo, from the street pharmacist to the real pharmacy, but like not everybody from the streets. Like, listen, as somebody who's lived life in the streets at one point myself, I never wanted to be a pharmacist. So what drew you to that?
Yeah, man, I had to say, man, a couple of things. So, so first of all, it was like, I got pushed into, listen, man, you're gonna do college. I don't know what it is you're gonna do. And these are all my homies, right? And so it was like, man, you know what you should look at is you should look at pharmacy, right? And I was like, well, shit, if I'm gonna go to school, I'm gonna go to med school, right? And so I reached out to a family practitioner, Willie Pennick, and he, we sat down, we had a good conversation. He went to pharmacy school and then went to med school. And so honestly, man, that was the blueprint that I followed. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to recreate the wheel. It's just more of talking about, okay, and then it became using advisors on, hey, what does it take for me to, to make sure that I'm able to get accepted into this pharmacy program. And then when I get into pharmacy school, I assume that I'll be able to find a different set of mentors that can take me to, get me through pharmacy school and take me to med school. I just was always that type of person. Same hustle, different grind. And I say this a lot to people, it's the hustle mentality. What I'm grinding is, I'm looking at ways that I can create knowledge and resources for myself in multiple different ways. And the streets just was a first way for me. It was an entryway on what hustling can really do if you're intentional about what you want in your life. But that, also it comes with a price. And so it's no different than you making investments, man. You make a risk. You know what I'm saying? The heavier the risk, the rewards need to outweigh the risk, or why the hell you doing it, right? And so you start realizing those things as you get wiser with your experiences.
We love hip hop.